Novak Djokovic clinched his fourth US Open men's singles title, defeating Daniil Medvedev in the final at the Flushing Meadows in New York on Sunday. With that, the 36-year-old became the oldest US Open men's singles champion in history. He also equaled Margaret Court's record of 24 Grand Slams in the Open era. Novak Djokovic is now too clear of Rafael Nadal's tally of 22 men's singles Grand Slam titles. Roger Federer is further back on 20. As the current world number one in tennis, Djokovic also has a total of 11,795 points to his name. Considering the number of Grand Slams in one's kitty, the old debate of who is the greatest of all time in tennis finally seems to be settled. Or is it? Let's have a look. The determining factors for the GOAT in tennis are consistency and longevity. Djokovic's ability to maintain his position as one of the world's top players for an extended period of time is a testament to his physical and mental resilience. He has held the world number one rank for numerous weeks, demonstrating his dominance and adaptability across different tennis seasons and conditions. Point to the Joker. Also noteworthy is Djokovic's head-to-head records against his closest rivals. He has a favourable record against Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal, two Grand Slam winners often mentioned in the GOAT conversation. The Joker has faced Rafa 59 times, including all four major championship finals, with Djokovic leading 30-29 overall. Djokovic leads 15-13 in finals of all levels, while Nadal leads 11-7 at the majors, including 5-4 in major finals. Likewise, Djokovic and Federer faced each other 50 times. Djokovic led the head-to-head record by 27-23, including 13-6 in finals. They played 17 matches at major championships, with Djokovic leading 11-6, 5 of which were in finals and a record 11 in the semi-finals. Djokovic is the only player to defeat Federer at all four majors, and likewise Federer is the only player to defeat Djokovic at each one. And so, the Serb stands strong on this ground as well. Experts, however, point out that while this may prove that Djokovic is the greatest of his time, it's still a stretch to call him a GOAT.
To be honest, it's really tough to name someone the GOAT, greatest of all time. I think we should, in some ways, make it a little bit more meaningful and change the name from GOAT to GOT, greatest of their time. In sheer numbers, of course, Djokovic leads the pack. But has he been as dominant as maybe a Federer was? Or maybe as, some of the other greats in the game was Rod Laver was. Rod Laver won a calendar Grand Slam. None of the top three, as you might say, have ever done. We could argue that, the greats, Pete Sampras could never win French Open because French Open was a surface that just didn't suit his game style. And now with the way, in the last 8-10 years, the way the tennis surfaces have evolved, they all pretty much play very similar. The grass is not fast anymore. So there are a lot of factors which have changed in the game. Every era has had their own challenges. So to compare someone who was playing in the 1960s to someone who's playing today in 2023, I think that's kind of unfair.
There is also the question of including women tennis greats in the GOAT debate.
If I truly had to say who the GOAT of tennis is, I would still rank Serena Williams way ahead of any other tennis player. Man, woman, she's way ahead of everyone else just because of the challenges she's encountered. And if you want to go by pure numbers, then let's throw in some doubles titles also into the mix. And then let's see who can come close to Serena. Coco Gauff won the women's US Open. She credited Serena for inspiring her career. Naomi Osaka has won the US Open. She's credited Serena for inspiring her career. Another American, Sloane Stephens, has won the US Open. These are three young Black American women who would have probably never picked up a tennis racket if it wasn't for Serena Williams. It just boils down to who has created more change using the platform of tennis, not just winning the titles and then going home.
Experts, however, point out that the lasting impact a player has on the sport after they have left is the true measure of greatness.
think what we should really do is really take a closer look at how each of these athletes have impacted the game. I mean, don't forget, Federer was extremely dominant, in the early 2000s. I mean, the number of tournaments he was winning and the way that he was winning them was quite spectacular. And we see Djokovic doing a little bit of that now. Nadal has dominated clay like no one else has done in history. And, on the other side, Serena Williams getting to the number of Grand Slams she has. So now we have to see whether Djokovic, how he leaves the sport when he does. What impact does it have? Does tennis go through a bit of a slump, or it stays as high as it is?
The numbers sure speak for Djokovic, but tennis enthusiasts believe instead of debating on the greatest of all time, each champion should be celebrated for his or her skills and what one brings to the game as an individual.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
He's moving from employee to employer. Business Standard.